Hours after the initial tsunami warning, tsunami has hit multiple coastal towns in Japan. But the country has lowered the warning as well. This does come as a relief, though the country has reiterated that people must stay evacuated. Earlier succession of almost 21 earthquakes ranging from anything above the 4 magnitude to even much more had struck central Japan in a span of just about 90 minutes. The earthquake has led to power outages in over 30,000 households, and the extent of the damage is unknown. There are also 2 main electric power companies that have said no abnormalities have been reported, even as reports of 2 nuclear power stations having been damaged, and even they have said that there's no irregularity in the functioning that has been reported at this point. This is also the most severe or the highest earthquake that Noto has ever witnessed in Japan since the time this was being recorded way back in 1885. I'm being joined right now by my colleague Ashish. Ashish, could you just explain this to us? Can you break this down, what it really means, what's happening in Japan currently as we speak?
Right, now, before we get into what's happened, what really happened, what led to all of this situation, let's talk about what's the situation right now. And it's sort of a good news because the tsunami warning levels have been brought down by Japan, which also means that the situation is subsiding. It's getting better as of now. But at the end of the day, the message right now to all the people staying there is to make sure that they do not really enter their houses. They do not really get into the zones where there were earthquakes, where the tsunami struck. But having said that, keeping that aside now, let's talk about what exactly happened. And we're looking at the map here. This is Japan and Noto. Noto is the center. Now, there were a series of earthquakes in this particular region that you see in red here. There were a series of earthquakes, and the largest of them was 7.6 magnitude, and it struck right here in Noto. Now, the purple patch that you see here, we have the town of Wajima. We have the town of Nana also. These are the 2 towns that have been struck the hardest, and all the visuals that you're seeing that are coming in right now of the roads being cracked and the buildings being brought down, all of them are coming from Wajima, which is, again, I'll just ask my team to play up the map again. The visuals are coming in from Wajima, which is again the key center where a lot of damage has struck. This is Wajima is right there at the tip, right next to Noto Peninsula. Remember, this is the largest earthquake in Noto Peninsula ever since the records are being kept way back from 1885. So again, this is an unprecedented earthquake that we're seeing. Again, a very different pattern compared to what we see every year. There are the clusters of it that are happening, and the effects of that are also being felt all across the western coast. Now, this is the western coast that we're looking at. The main epicenter is here in Noto. We are also seeing Wajima being affected, and also Kanazawa is here. We've also got Kaga, which is here. These are the 2 places that have been struck the worst. Again, moving up north, we have the Toyama town here, which has also been affected. Toyama is right here, as we see, and this is Niigata. So these are the regions where tsunami waves have already struck, and we are already seeing the devastation coming in. Right now, we do not really have the tally of what exactly has happened, how many people have died, what is the damage that has caused. But this is again a developing situation. Tsunami continues to strike. And again, I'll just ask my team to play up the visuals, because that is also important to understand. While we do not really have the death tally, we do not really have the understanding of what exactly has happened. As you can see there, roads are cracked. These are the visuals of the earthquake that happened. This is from Wajima, again, one of the worst hit regions. These are also from the coastal areas. These are people fleeing. The roads have been completely cracked. And again, this is one of the visuals that is coming in from one of the coastal regions. So again, Sneha, this is again a massive tragedy, devastation that has struck, the pattern of which hadn't really been seen earlier. But as of now, we're still trying to ascertain what's the extent of the damage. And now, once we have the data of all of that, we'll be able to assess as to how much of a damage this has caused. But one thing that we understand at this point in time is that this is something that the Japanese public, the Japanese government hadn't seen before, and one only hopes that the damage that it has caused is minimal.
Absolutely, Ashish. We just hope that the worst is over for Japan and things may just ease out, even though the sense of what the destruction and damage is yet to get, we're yet to get any clarity on that. Thank you very much, Ashish, for joining us on this.